Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today is Monday, it's October the 3rd. So welcome to a brand new week. I hope that you're feeling positive and optimistic and ready for a new week. Now, I've got my cup of tea here this morning. I've chosen one of my favorites. It's my Taiwan green tea. And it's a lovely flowery taste. I really like it. So hope you've got a tea that you love and maybe a cup of coffee if you prefer. And let's just go over what's been going on in the world. It's been a very busy weekend. Now, in Colombia, there was an election or vote over the weekend for the Colombian citizens to approve a peace agreement that the government made with the FARC rebels. Now, this is a war that's been going on for 50 some years, and the government had proposed this peace treaty, but it had to be ratified by the citizens of Colombia, and they voted no. They did not want to accept this peace agreement. Now, this is quite a surprise. It was expected that they would agree to it, but it was so close. It was like 50.21 in favor of saying no, and 49.78 voted for it. So it was a very close election, but the people have said they don't want to accept the terms. Now, the good news is that the government and the FARC rebels have said that they will both go back to the negotiating table and work out something that can be accepted by the people. But that's really, it's good news that they're going to continue the conversation, but a surprise that the citizens of Colombia voted against it. The second shock election over the weekend was in Hungary. Now, what happened there is that the Hungarian Prime Minister, Orban, had been very opposed to the EU putting a quota on the number of migrants they could receive in Hungary. And he put a referendum together so that people could vote to support his anti-migrant position. But it was such a very bad rainy day yesterday, apparently, very torrential rain, that not a lot of people showed up. And the requirement was that at least 50% of the voters had to cast a vote. And of the people that showed up, 43%, the 98% wanted to agree with the Prime Minister's proposal and restrict the movement of migrants into Hungary. But because there weren't enough people, not less than 50%, the referendum was voided. So this is big news for the Prime Minister. He has been put under a lot of pressure now. I think he thought he was going to get a lot more support, and there have been calls today for his resignation. But in Hungary, they did not accept his proposal, and now he's going to have to go back to the EU and negotiate the quota that for allowing migrants into Hungary. So that's there. Now, in the Caribbean, it's really, evacuations are underway now in Jamaica and Haiti because Hurricane Matthew is approaching very fast. And it's actually a very strong storm, 230 kilometer-an-hour winds, and I think it's like, I don't know, the rain is torrential. It's going to be life-threatening. So people are really, really looking out for that, and hope that everyone is safe. If there are any women in our community there, know that we're thinking about you today. Just try to stay safe and be well. Now, another story in Poland. In Poland, thousands of women are expected to go on strike today. Now, this is to really protest against a proposal to put into effect an almost total ban on abortions. Now, the law is also already very strict and restrictive, but the government wants an even more limiting, almost total ban on abortion. So the women are going to be doing an all-out general strike today, and we'll report back on how that turns out. Now, in India, we have some good news from India. India is the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases, and they have decided to sign up for the Paris climate deal. Now, this is great news because, as you remember, in order for this deal to be put into effect, they needed 55 countries who represented 55% of the world's greenhouse emissions. And India definitely is in that category. So now if you put the EU into the mix, they voted last week to en masse, 28 countries agree with the plan. So if everything goes according to plan this week, there will be enough people signed up to put the law into effect. Now, what this really means is not really a law; it's a set of guidelines for individual countries to do things to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to move from an energy plan which focuses on fossil fuels to something that's working around renewable energy, which is much better for the environment. So that's really good news from India. I'm glad that they signed on. Now, in Britain, at the Conservative Party conference, which is going on in Birmingham, the Prime Minister Theresa May agreed that she would announce to trigger the Brexit divorce from the EU before the end of March. She says she's not going to do it before the end of the year, but by the end of March, it will be the button will be pushed and UK will start its exit from the EU. Now, this is also just before the German general election too, so that's going to be very interesting news in the new year. Some sad news from Ethiopia, just to give you a quick update. There was a religious ceremony over the weekend in a town near Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia. And what happened was there's been a lot of anti-government rioting in Ethiopia, like so many places around the world. But people started to get up on the stage, and the police fired ammunition, they fired their guns, creating a stampede. And people just ran from the scene, and over 50 people were crushed and killed in the stampede that followed. So very, very sad news there. It's just another example, though, of the people speaking out against the government, and this unfortunately ended in tragedy. So that's from Ethiopia. Now, finally, in the U.S., the United States, of course, is wall-to-wall elections. Nothing but that is being covered. But the vice presidential debate takes place tomorrow. And so the two candidates, Tim Kaine and Mike Pence, will be discussing their party's policies, values, and their plans for the future, should they be elected. And I'm sure it's going to be quite heated because there's been some interesting revelations about Donald Trump's taxes and other issues that they will be asked about, I'm sure. So that's the tomorrow, Tuesday night, the debates of the vice presidential candidates. Now, that's enough about the rest of the world. This is now about you, you and me. And remember, we covered a story on Saturday about the UN's International Day of Older Persons. And it was a day to celebrate the good things that older people contribute to the world, and to really just celebrate the contribution and also the wisdom that we've accumulated over the years. So this article today from Huffington Post takes that a little step further and says, it's not a good thing for older people to be stereotyped. But, there is a climate of ageism that is, in a way, kind of silent, but it has an impact on older people. Now, the World Health Organization did a survey. They interviewed about 85,000 people in 57 countries, so a global study. And they actually wanted to ask people how they felt about the issues of ageism and how it made them feel. And from this survey, 60% said that they felt that they were not respected. And the very, not surprising, but tragic thing is that more people from developed countries said this than people in underdeveloped countries. So more people in developed countries felt that they were not respected and not valued, and so that they weren't, they just weren't being treated equally. And of course, this has an impact emotionally on people, but the report goes on to talk about how it impacts us, our health as well. And our health meaning that when you get this feeling that you're not valued, that you're not respected, you lose the will to live. You just don't feel like what's the point. So you have less desire to live a healthy lifestyle, a decreased will to live, and also increased stress. And the result of that is a shortened lifespan. And this research was very specific. It said that people who feel that way about being old actually do live 7.5 years less than others who are more positive. So this is quite an interesting story, and it really also talks about the kind of hidden way that we talk about ageism in our society. And sometimes it's under the guise of a compliment or a casual comment. So you get this comment around someone being over the hill, or that they're having a senior moment. And how many times have you even said that? Oh, I just had a senior moment. And that's what's apparently causing a lot of illness and, I don't know, loneliness and social isolation in our generation. So I think that the reason I love this story is that it reinforces, what 60andMe is all about. That we are here to challenge aging stereotypes and to basically give us a confidence and a sense of belonging in this crazy world. So our manifesto is to challenge aging stereotypes and to help you live a wonderful, happy life. So that's our news and views from today. I wanted to also mention who is the winner of this beautiful little cat scarf. Actually, it's a gift. It's a gift to someone. I think it's really cute, little cats. So the person that I selected was, I get her name here, is Catherine Flannery Griffin. So Catherine, I sent you a little note asking you to send me some details so I can get this in the mail to you. But congratulations, and I hope that you wear it in good health and happiness. That's the most important thing. So I hope that you all have a lovely day. Have a great Monday, fantastic start to the week, and let's have a conversation about something that I think might be on our minds. It goes back to the article about ageism. And I really would like you to share, what is the one or two aging stereotypes that you think are most harmful to women in our age group? What are the aging stereotypes or the ageist views that are affecting women in our age group most? I really would love to get a conversation going on that topic. So just leave your statements, your feedback, and any thoughts you have in the section below, and we can have a conversation. And please also, I just wanted to remind you to tell people about Mornings with 60andMe. Just have them go up to 60andme.com/mornings and join us every day. And tell them, what you enjoy about it. And let's get the party going even stronger. So that's it. My question again for the day is, what aging stereotype do you think is most difficult for women in their 60s? And I'll join the conversation myself. We can have a dialogue. And I just hope you all have a fantastic Monday. And I'll see you all back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60andMe. Bye-bye for now.